All right. What's up? This is Nick Carlin. What's it? Wild Stallions groupie. I guess that's what I am. Here with Derek Long, the founder of the Wild Stallions. Since the last time we did a podcast interview, I was 2, 3 years ago.
Yeah, 2 years ago. I don't remember who interviewed you in that segment, but I think they were unprofessional. I'd like to state that that's something I'll have to take up with past Derek. Future Derek is not going to be taking questions about that at this time. So
Yeah, you guys are a real
let's see
dick.
how we run with this.
So since that time, we have grown quite a bit. How many followers do you think we had back then?
Back then, we were still less than, well, I think over year one when we did those, we were sitting around 100. And to think now that we're at 1.3, and it was like, wow, how can we get past that 100 follower mark? It was like, and they give you little tools. It's like dangling a carrot on a string, like, hey, you can use this tool if you get more followers. I thought, man, I just need to get past that 100. And yeah, that was 3 years ago now.
I was gonna say it took us quite a while to get past the 100 follower mark, and then
And then it's just snowballed.
as a
Like it couldn't be, when we asked for it last year, it was an unfathomable amount of growth that I mean we were grateful for. I mean, that was an amazing push in that time.
right. So with us growing, and really all we had to do was just ask a bunch of our friends to follow us, and all of a sudden it's weird, funny how that works. Um, but since that time, we keep getting various questions asked and stuff. So we are heading into season 4 this year, and it is shaping up to be a pretty big year, right?
Another great year. I mean, I like our continuous growth, our, putting roots down and really growing with it, base upward from there. And we got some good content coming with what I'm trying to look at for what's coming up. I mean, we got great builders, we got all that, but to like break apart on some of these stories and like really elaborate what we're trying to do in these scenarios. I mean, I think we'll be having a lot to do more with that this year. Um Hopefully growth stays, consistent, but if it doesn't, it doesn't. I'm happy with everything that we've gotten so far, and it's just a blessing to this point. So I mean, let's just rock it out with what we got. And we're gonna be putting on one hell of a show this year, I'll say that.
Right. Well, since we've got a lot of new followers and stuff, I thought it would be a good idea to just kind of go over, reintroduce ourselves, um, kind of explain what Wild Stallions is all about, what this competition is all about. Um, that is what we're doing today, as well as going to be talking about what we have coming up this next year with season 4 and everything that goes into that. So, let's just start off with just some questions that we get asked every now and then. Um, what inspired you to create this competition? You are the founder of this competition.
The founding idea behind this was, well, there's a couple of different thought processes. One of them was, getting out of the daily routine of going to work, coming back, just not knowing what to do, and always dabbled in, motorcycles, but never really pushed forward. So it was one of those like, not only Is this something that I wanted to do for a while? It will also push me. And if it's going to push me to make a bike, because, what's going to make me get something done, but having everybody that I could possibly know keep their eyes on it at the same time, maybe other people want to take this ride with me. And, okay, let's put together like a show where it shows more of the build and how you got to the show and not just the finished product. How did you get there in the process to the final product that everybody gets to come and vote on? That's our stories. And, you know, I just wanted to see if there was other people in the area. I mean, this area for, Michigan and the Midwest region is like we put, manufacturing to its standards that it is today. We put people on four wheels more or less than two, but Milwaukee's not that far away.
Right.
And if you think about it, I can't think of one, hey, let's meet up and like really show what we're building out in this area. And I'd like to, but there's those people that are out doing it. So if there's people out there doing it, I'm doing it, maybe I can, bring them all together and we can do it on this scenario. And at the end, we got a bike that we can build with the story that we went through it with, the whole thing, it's a competition, but we've always geared it more towards a competition that is, yeah, you want help, you need help, I'll help you. And, oh, we have that group chat that's like, "Hey, I can't find this," or "I need help with this," and it really helps even though you're in competition, but at the same time, you're not, because I'd like to see anybody that comes into this finish, and then everybody that we brought on to this point, they've been the same way. "Let me help you figure it out. Let me see if I can help you. Hey, maybe I'll have a part," And that's great, and that's the community that I'd like to explore more and put more highlights on and put more of a spotlight in.
It is.
People helping the other people together get to that finish line and what it took to be able to get there.
It is a very, very friendly competition. I will absolutely give you that. It's um, part of the fun about it is the group chat and everyone uh, sharing ideas and whatnot. So I think
Mhm.
um, at one point we had talked, and you had said that you had been looking for a competition like this or something to highlight and um, really showcase garage builders in the area, and there wasn't really anything in the area, and that's kind of why you
And
decided to.
in this Midwest region, I can't think of like, hey, let's get together, let's build bikes to be able to get to a show to be able to do it. There's nothing in the area that way. And I felt that why isn't there? Like I said, we did those manufacturing things and all that, and there's people with all that, and I've been in around the Midwest and known people and stuff like that for motorcycles for a long time. And there's people doing it, but we're going to other shows out of states. I went to the Horse Smokeout when I was 18 with Rob Van Gorder, and it was, wow, that's a huge show. That's great. Let's go. But it was 4 states away. And, the only great show that I can really put my fingers on in this region would be I love the damn show. Randy does a fabulous job with that. And like, but this focus on the builder and not just a overall let's gather a bunch of people that ride motorcycles. And I think a motorcycle, customization as one's personal art on top of just a form of transportation. Now, when you think of it that way and stuff that people have been doing the motorcycles, it's it's an art. And when people put their self into something, in this case, their ride, their motorcycle, I'd like to open those, I don't think I can do it, but I'd like to push that person to do it. So then we can be like, wow, look at what they did, you know?
Right.
And that's, kind of the part there, I wanted in the whole thing too. Like, let's bring these people together that are in this region, and, they might not think of it, but I've met people that do maintenance and other things that are just geniuses when it comes to like mechanics and able to do things. But like they think it's just normal stuff to them. But it might not be to some other people. So I mean, with being able to go like, hey, you're killing it, buddy. You need to get out there and show people that you can do this. Don't be ashamed of it. Go ahead.
Right.
Like, be able to push that people beyond that, and be able to show them that they can do that. I mean, look at us 3 years ago. What were we gonna do? I mean,
Right. And
okay, we're coming on year 4. Like, what were you doing fucking 4 years ago?
and
I
that's
mean, I
yeah.
was twiddling fingers and sitting at home. I mean,
Yeah.
I was out and about, but I wasn't really pushing myself, and it was like, "Okay, well, I'm gonna push myself, let's push others, and together we can push each other."
Right.
So then Wild Stallions is kinda that grounds
That
of
that
being able
push.
to bring those people together and push it, and, we all come out with a great outcome in the end. I mean, it's a competition of oneself. It's not a competition of people pitted against other people. It's a competition of being able to get this bike done in the time period that we need from January to the show. And we all get to that point still where it's like, oh man, we got 3 days to get this thing done, even though it's like that. But other people are not building bikes in 7.5 months. So, I mean, it becomes a competition of, hey, how does one get it done while working, taking care of one's family, being able to support oneself and still get to the show? That's the
Right.
story.
That is. And that's um part of the appeal to this uh to me at least is um the stories behind it and just the what am I trying to say? The people pushing themselves and the real human aspect to it. Well, a lot of us, I think Jay's got a shop, but most of us don't have a shop. We're all working out of
Yeah.
our garages. So
Yeah.
I
But
mean, that's one of the
I won't
coolest.
take anything away from that because I've had the scenario where people are like, oh, but it's shop. Oh, but it's garage. You know what? I don't care if, it's somebody in the shed, and we've already done that.
Yeah.
So, if it's somebody in a shed, somebody in a shop, I don't care who you are, you gotta put yourself into it and put that project forward. Now, that person in that shed might just have some killer idea that they're ready to unleash, whereas the people in the shop, hey man, it gets repetitive. It gets, hey, we're building this. This is our style. This is what we do. We're just gonna kind of show what it is, and which is fine. But
Like you said, it gets repetitive.
Franklin can build a bike as much as anybody that's got a shop now.
So,
And I mean, just because it's a shop, I don't think that I mean, I've seen people do more with hand tools than some people with, tools that they can go and run and lay the mill and stuff. If there's a will, there's a way, and they're going to get it done. Now, to be able, I don't care if you have a multi-million dollar CNC machine and you have bolt-on parts that you're making for your big wheel bike. I'm gonna gravitate more towards that dude that ground everything out on, you know, his shop. He's got a table and he's cutting stuff with a grinder, and it's not perfect, but man, that's fucking cool, dog. I'd rather be towards that. And those are the people who are like, "Oh, well, it's not a shop, it's not that, I don't give a fuck, come on now." you can build something in your garage and it might, be something that would blow people's minds and stuff. I don't think anybody's going to be like, I needed that to be built in a shop for me to think it's cool. So, I mean, it's all on, that perception of like what it is. But unless the people are really falling apart, Jim and John aren't going to know two differences when they come walking around the bikes on, our final day, you know, unless
That's
if they are like in the industry or know bikes or do that. I mean, to common core folk, I mean, I think we could put something out of my garage that could, be as quality as anything that you could do that with, same out of your aspect or anything else. It's all in the vision.
absolutely. Uh, how has the vision for the competition evolved since the first season? Like what's really
I
what have we
mean,
changed?
can't there ain't nothing much. I mean, besides the exposure that we had, I mean, it's real pretty much the same platform that has been thought about since the beginning. The same moving gears and everything's all pretty much the same.
I was gonna say I can't really think of how um, anything's changed. I mean, other than we've grown. First year we had 4 bikes. Second year we had
Started with six, then with four.
yeah,
Uh, I mean, not 12, 12. I mean, 13 right now coming for, 26. So
right.
we ain't slouching. I mean, but
So this is
I don't see anything like the moving gears are still there. It's all the same.
no.
Still the premise, still the same idea. Was where we started is the same concept. It's how do you elaborate and kind of show that to other people?
That's how did you decide the rules and limitations for the builders each season? I think it's kind of changed almost every year, hasn't it?
I mean, we put a baseline kind of this is how we'd like to see it, but I mean, like, well, we haven't had to like really run into those like people like, oh, but it's just a little bit outside of the rule. I mean, it's bring
Right.
me something that's carbureted, that's not going to be. I mean, we run with a vintage motorcycle show for our final, finale. So I mean,
It's
15 years. When you talk 15 years, you're not even talking like getting into that long ago. We were
15 or
in,
25.
I mean, I'd like it 25, but you get into those little loopholes where, then you had the damn Honda Shadow that's past that time, but it's still carbureted, set up a basic bare bones, something you can work with scenario. I mean,
Right.
I don't want people programming and, stuff into their likes and, AI features that are, making it so it wobbles as it gets pushed into the damn thing. But
Right.
bring what you bring. Show us what you wanted to bring. It's not that's something that I guess we can elaborate on there. I mean, we ain't looking for choppers. I mean, that's what we like. That's what we're building. But I mean,
Hell,
it's
Mac built
not
a
the only build that I'd love to see. It's something that's, just something I like. But I mean, you bring whatever motorcycle and whatever vision you think that you're gonna do, but that's just it's more the lack of four wheels and motorcycles are the an expression of oneself that we're really looking for. And if that's not a chopper, that's rat style speedster, um some crazy something,
what Mac's bike
those.
was kind of like a cafe racer last year.
Yeah.
So I'm just
And like that was something that I would like to, put more on because only certain people could see that it was the other engine in the setup that for the frame and the air, not everybody sees that. But it was a build. He built the scenario to be what it was. And in, Max fashion, he came with the lunchbox last year. He
Yeah.
liked it. Uh, he loved it. He loved it. He loved it.
Oh, what do you hope every builder walks away with after participating?
Unity.
Yeah.
A sense of unity that and pride that they put forth themselves, and they took a journey with somebody else, if that be somebody that's just trying to highlight something that they do on the regular as in a shop, or somebody that's really stepping outside of their comfort zone to really put themselves out there and build a motorcycle, and it's not really something that they really thought they could do. I mean, that's what I wanted. Like, okay, yeah, I was pushed a little bit. I'll push you. That's going to be a thing. But I want to see the person succeed, and that's why I'm pushing them.
Right.
And I think everybody could deal with a little bit of gentle. Hey, let's get back at it, bud.
I hope everyone has a good time when they're doing it. They really enjoy it and enjoy the process and um, enjoy pushing themselves down to the wire. That's that's always pretty intense the last month or so.
Oh, yeah, we see all the activity right in the June to August, scenarios, and it's like it's funny because in those first couple months, it's like everybody's just planning and doing, and it's well, I haven't really got too far. I don't know what to give you, and that's where I'd like to explore more of that human side of the story. Why did you get anything done? What are you planning? What do you think you see? And um, kind of go and hey, yeah, I know that you didn't put forth in the motorcycle, but you know, what happened in that time period? Maybe something did happen. Maybe, we've had even traumatic events and that first year was a roller coaster.
Oh yeah,
Oh man.
yeah,
But, you know, how, why, you know, but that's the story. That's what, I hope with everything we're doing this year, we can really elaborate on, because I feel that there's some things that, we could have really expanded on like last year and stuff like that. On We had people that had different aspects of how they approached the build. We had Chris, he put the bike together and then he rode it to multiple different shows.
right.
And then we had others that, we went all the way till the end. I mean, I had some events happen that really took from getting to the end, but I still got to the end. My bike was still there. And we weren't able to go through that unless if like and people really think, oh, I need this bike to be front and foremost in this story, but it doesn't, because the bike is part of what you're creating to get to this thing. Now, if you're creating a bike to get to the show, what does it take? And that's, that's also as important as what you're bringing to the end of the show. So that is the human aspect that I'd hope that we can really get into to show what it takes to get to the show, the process, the steps you had to take. Some of us went through a lot of good, bad, and other during that time period. And this is what came out of that. This is the muse that scenario pushed me to build. This is the motorcycle that came out of that.
Right. Well, what's the hardest part of putting on competition like this?
Hardest part about putting competition to this is just everybody believing that we're all getting to the end,
Yeah.
you know. And
Man, I thought for sure
some
you were
people
gonna
really
say
start to
getting updates from people is gonna be the hardest thing about putting a competition on like this.
that's part of it, but it's all part of that getting people to believe that they can get to the end. because when people start doubting themselves, then they start wondering if they're going to put in an update. Then you start, hey, we need that. Hey, we need to keep going. And some people are right on it. Some people are, I don't know what I want to put, and I don't know how I want to word it. And maybe this is going to be harder than I thought. So it's it's getting the updates, but it's getting the people to believe that not only that y'all together we're going to get to the end. And I mean, I'd like everybody who comes in to be like, okay, I know it might be hard, it might be a push, it might be that. We'll also be here trying to support that issue because, like I said, I want everybody to be at the end. And I hope everybody comes on. That's kind of the rapport that I'd like to keep, is that everybody in that group chat, everybody that's pushing is pushing everybody to be better.
You got a moment from previous season that really sticks out with you?
We had one hell of a season ender last year where we had two bikes getting worked on in the square, and we didn't know if we were going to be counting the votes or not counting the votes for those two scenarios, because it does have to be a running bike scenario. Now, you know, it needs to be running when it gets there, but if you're actively working on it when you get there, just like we've seen them doing, we let that scenario play out. We ended up canceling out one vote, but one vote count, but it was a real attention for people to go over and gravitate towards Rissa trying to get that bike going. And when Mike started working on the other bike, it was kind of like, okay, we're going to see if these two are getting voted in, or we're just kind of having to cap them off. And that was, even we had the camera guy there come over from the news station. He stuck around so long, he said, because he was invested. I need to know if that bike's gonna run. And he was like, hey, well, since I'm gonna stay here for a while, this is your setup here, right? So why don't I interview you on what's kind of going on here? And that's how that interview happened, that we were on the news there for the show last year.
Yeah, I was gonna say Marissa and Wendy working on their bikes last year was really um, a cool moment. And
Oh yeah.
Wendy got hers going, and what happened with Marissa? She blew something out of the oil bag and puked oil
Oh,
all over
yeah,
the
yeah,
place.
yeah. The oil, she must have
Yeah,
had a lot of pressure on the crank or something, because it, like, she didn't have some vent and it blew out. And I don't know if how what the oil level was, but when
full,
it gained
all
pressure,
of it.
it went all over the place. Um, I'm I'm glad that we were able to get that cleaned up before anybody from the city, hopefully they don't watch this, notice that we dumped oil all over their nice brick Owasso, found it. And we never, because I'm not going to say it and be wrong and then have somebody like, no, it was 1877. But um,
We are invited
yeah,
back this year, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't got into talks yet, but I mean, like, we are on track, let's say.
Sweet. So, how do you choose the judges, the sponsors, and the media partners?
Judges is and always will be on my part, as long as I do this, a general opinion of the people that are around vote, a popular vote. We will never split a vote. We will never go ahead. I mean, so ultimately, our number one, our winner will be voted by the people who attend the finale, and their votes are counted at this spot in front of them while we're there. Only way. So
No
that's
industry
how we judge.
insiders or legends or anything like that, huh?
We will, we are popular vote, and we'll stay that way for anybody that's at the show with a vote count in front of anybody that would like to see. We are an open book with everything in that scenario, all the way to I let anybody that was in that scenario if they wanted to take tickets and hand them out to have people come and put them in buckets, to do so. Now, this comes into where, I mean, I hope we never have anything that could be an issue in that time, but we will always be as front foremost and open as much as we can on any kind of voting structure that we would ever have. And like, if that person that wants to, you know, have their votes counted or count them in front of me or do any of that, that's always a possibility because I will openly open anybody's bucket and let any of the other builders do any of the vote counts as long as we all walk away from there knowing that those any idea of scenario is squashed because I'm too prideful of a person to be cheating, buddy. I ain't
Right.
gonna allow it to happen to anybody else. So, I'd hope nobody would try to do that because I'd be irate, you know. Now let me put it this way. I run this goddamn competition and I've been 3 times out counted by anybody that's brought in. I'm happy with that scenario. Now, if anybody were to cheat to put themselves out there, don't you think I might have been able to take advantage of that over the last 3 seasons?
Right.
Now, saying that, when I do, there better not be no fucking, hey, how'd that happen? He put the no, 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 because I ain't in it for that.
I thought your
This
bike.
camaraderie and bringing people together and show them they can do it. That's what I'm in for. I don't. I've lost 3 times, and I
I,
will
I voted for
gladly
your
do it.
bike last year. I thought what
I
you
didn't
brought
vote for
last year
yours,
was
but
killer. What about sponsors? How do you pick sponsors?
sponsors are people that
That one's for RJ.
Thunder Roads is a sponsor for life. But look here,
That's,
Thunder Roads right there. I'm going to display every single month right there. Right now, we got Mike Drugor's Karma put up on the cover for the Christmas edition. Hopefully, you guys were able to grab one. Thunder Roads, Michigan. I'll say it once. I'll say it again. Thunder Roads Magazine of Michigan, the best motorcycle magazine, period. Point case. So, Thunder Roads came with us from the beginning, and we're gonna try to do everything. We're grateful, and everything else is buddies that I kind of I want to support them, and how can we kind of do that? And this is like the only way that I could also kind of do that is like how do I promote somebody that's doing something I think's rad, and fucking if they want to throw a shirt or they want to throw a hat or they want to do as much publicity that I can throw in that, scenario as I can also is what we try to do. And that's, it's, it's also been a lot of, hey, is there any way you can help? But a lot of them are dead bread's been, with me since thought process of this whole thing. And I mean, if you ain't, heard that, I think, that's a rad scenario before this, go check out deadbread.com. Nick's a great man. He's much, he helped me out with a lot. So, I mean, anything I could do to help him, the same as anything else. He
yeah,
helped me, I help him. That's all I could care for.
Nick's a very cool
So,
guy. Go buy Nick a PBR.
mhm.
Um. So yeah. So if anyone out there would like to be a sponsor, we are always looking and accepting sponsorships. So get in touch with us either on our Facebook page, Instagram page, YouTube channel, wherever you can find us. Get in touch if you are interested in sponsoring. Well, how do we? How do you feel this competition contributes to the motorcycle culture as a whole? Uh,
I wish we could put our name in the same sentence as motorcycle culture. I mean, we're a grassroots motorcycle build out the Midwest that's trying to promote everybody that is in the area and, focus on what we can do. Um, and to even get to the point where we could be mentioned in that is a dream. But I mean, I think in the a bit that we can say that we do contribute, we bring the people that are in this area together to, push themselves in a show to really bring a motorcycle in that aspect is bring people together in Midwest, and that's our area.
Right. I agree. I think it definitely has. I mean, I guess it's like you buy a red car and all of a sudden you're looking for red cars, but we
Yeah,
got into this and now all of a sudden you kind of see and run into other guys that are building things. And I mean, the internet's been great for that. You know, we
yeah.
got buddies all over the place. Um,
I mean, that's great too. I mean, like just hey, everybody, this is what we're doing, and people reaching out. I mean, now we got great people in different areas. I mean, you know, Josh, great. Pittsburgh, check. We go Mansfield, Jeremy, great dude.
right.
Check. We go Cameron down North Carolina. I've already just like mentioned, like, hey, you know, what if I was in the area? Oh, swing by. You got a spot, and that's the, scenarios that I'd like to really elaborate on. I mean, like, we put this together just like because this is what we're doing. And like now other people are like, hey, yeah, that's cool. I mean, and we've gained, those friendships and those, and I talk to Cam almost every single day now.
Yeah.
I mean, like, it's a great dude to me. And I'll even like as I'm building it, I might be, I don't know about that. I'll shoot pictures out to these guys and they'll give me their kind of idea on it. And I love that. I fucking love that. And that's like a great thing that has really helped form everything that we were doing right now.
Right. Yeah, it's like I said, the internet's pretty crazy where you just are able to meet these guys online. Like me and you met online, you know, and
And I posted that meme the other day and I fucking believe it is, true as any word that I could say is there's more people that are pushing me to do better on the internet that I've met in the last couple of years than people that I've known my whole entire life. That's absolutely true because I mean, like, from the friendships and the stuff that we've made over these last couple of years, I mean, like, some of those people I'm talking to more than people I believe to be what's that F word?
fucked
Fuck, fuck, family. Oh, family. Yeah,
family. That's it.
yeah, yeah,
Close.
yeah. Close. Yeah.
Um. Oh. So what? Eventually, what's one thing you want to add or change in a future season?
Well, I mean, we have talked about mini bike build, bring some kids into the scenario and really see, I think that's I think that's really would be a great next avenue for us is like the kids wanting to build with a parent in the scenario of like, mom, dad, can you help me build a mini bike for mini stallions? And like that would be cool.
I
And
think,
like it's
yeah,
kind of like bringing more of the family together to build a little bike to have them put on. I mean, I think we could really work with that, and I think that's something I would like to include is and then if they're building a mini bike now, maybe they're building a really cool bike that's street legal in 3 to 5 years, and they're coming back around for wild stallions.
see,
And, like, I'm gonna think at this time that, like, we keep going the way we are right now, that we're gonna have somebody, let's say, that has built before, that's gonna come back and build again, or somebody in that aspect that built a mini bike when they were 10, and then here they are building a chopper at 18, you know? Maybe they're 15, 18, they're coming back around for the full builds, series, and, we're like, "Wow." look at what they did here and look at what they're doing now. That story is also going to be something that's going to be great when we get and we if we can weather to that point to be able to show the catalog from where we were and that person and that aspect of their building talent to be now building something that is going to be a we're going to promote, we're going to show, we're going to do all that. This is the same John Lane that built 5 years ago, and I think that story is gonna be one of the driving forces that we could aim for a future, because we can just have that aspect happen in this scenario. I'd I can wear, tip my hat to that and, it's something to hang your coat on, buddy. So, I mean, that's
That'd be
not
really
even
cool.
getting rich and famous. I don't give a shit anymore. But you know, if we're pushing somebody to be better than what they were beforehand, and we're really showcasing what they're doing, while being able to become like somebody, a show that people follow along with. All right, that's where we stand. That's where we are, and that's who we are. So
Yeah, I I still think it'd be cool to do a season where it's adult and kid, not necessarily father son, mother daughter, or parent related, but like a two-person team with an adult and a kid building a bike. I think
I
that'd
have
be.
no rules. We have no rules against that.
I'm just saying, make it like a point, a selling point of the show. I think that'd be cool as shit. Just
I
something
mean,
to get kids outside in the garage with a tool in their hand, with you know dropping the Xbox controller, touching grass, whatever the kids are saying nowadays. I think that'd just be awesome.
I'm not keen on that one. I'm gonna have to start using that.
What?
Touching the grass,
Oh, touch grass.
touch grass.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what the kids are saying. I
I don't
am
know.
old as shit.
I mostly can't understand what he's saying because he's mumbling. He's walking away from me. That
It's fuck you, dad. That's probably the gist of it.
probably. I mean, in most of that, I think that's what it all is. It's just clever ways of saying "fuck you" to somebody above you, like your parents or authority. I don't. I think that's all we had it for when we were, you know,
You gotta love teenagers.
fork you.
So, do you see the competition expanding beyond its current format or location?
I mean, that's all. I mean, we have personal visions on where we can go with this that we would aim for on that. Yes, we have to be able to, are we able to say that this is the way that it will go? No. I mean, and just like where we are now to where we were in year one, I mean, did we know that we were going to be meeting the people, going to the shows, and doing the things like that in year one? No. I mean, I mean, it's all, and we're still learning and curve and trying to figure out what we're doing. I mean, I guess like that's one of the things we're just kind of fumbling through as we go. And I'm glad people are, gravitating and, kind of liking what we're doing because, I mean, we we don't know what we're doing. And I think that's one of the best things I've been repeating lately is to think that anybody really knows what the hell they're doing is like an absolute impossible fathom because really we're all just a bunch of people not knowing what we're doing, just trying to make it through. Nobody, can really plan out everything like that. Be like, oh, we're gonna be doing our, a huge show in a couple of years, gravitate, putting people in places that are great. No, I don't know that. And I mean, everything's well, we can do what we have with what we have, and we just keep growing, and hopefully we'll be able to be more of where we want to be in the future, and that's all we can really put our thumb on this point.
Right. I think eventually having um, our own venue rather than sharing with the vintage show or kind of being our own thing where uh
And if it gets to that point, I mean, Owasso, I mean, Jim and everybody's been fabulous. I mean, in that scenario, and I mean, we'll run that until like we're oh man, we're bringing too many people. The city's getting pissed at us. But I mean,
that would be
if that's
awesome.
going to be the okay, we're not going to be able to stay in these boundaries anymore, you know, and that's all going to have to be. We're going to have to really, know that that's going to work, and because the scenario that we have had has been great. So I mean, I'll invite everybody to downtown Owasso until the downtown Owasso is saying, hey, you guys maybe pushing our boundaries a little bit of what we can't allow, but there's also things that we're not able to do because we are on, in that premise of those, you know certain things I'd like to add that, I mean, we're not able to do. We can't do mini bike races. We wouldn't be able to do that. Insurances would never be able to cover that or be okay with the scenario. So, I mean, and that's going to be that case. Like, yeah, we really want to bring. We're already having people build mini bikes to show. We'd like them to run them around a track to really make sure they run. And I wouldn't be able to put that together in what we have going on right now.
Right. Yeah, there's not any room for that downtown where we're at.
You know?
Hmm.
And I mean, like when we start really looking at a Midwest like center, I mean, there's just my center. Where's like our ultimate place that we would end up being, where we would say like that show. And I'd said it before. If there's anything that I'm gonna be trying to do, it will be a venue over a quantity, and it's really going to be part of the draw. It's not going to be an open field or a parking lot we're putting bikes in. I mean, just like the whole reason that I loved to go to Pittsburgh when we were in the old Forge there. I mean,
Yeah, it was
that
really cool.
was the destination. And I understand why it's not there. And I think Kurt did a great job of finding a different location. And I heard him say it in one time, it was he had to make the move, but the foundry, he wasn't able to do certain things. And I mean, but he put himself in another great scenario. But I mean, to take it and if Kurt would have went, oh well, I can't have it here, so I'm going to go have it in a parking lot. Then I mean, Glory Days would have lost its glory. And I'm glad that somebody like Kurt that has the vision that he does was like able to really find another great avenue for side of the show. I mean, that's a fabulous show. So I mean, like to watch it go from where it was to watch it become you know, it's bigger now. It's a grander event. I mean,
Oh,
it
for
just
sure.
became better. He didn't decline in his quality. And I mean, that would be the same route that I would want us to take in that scenario. We're not just trying to, oh, this fits more people. We want people to also come to a scenario for where we're at. I mean, are we going to be able to provide entertainment? Are we going to be able to have people do more than just take 3 laps around the build bikes and then go like, what are we going to do after that? So, I mean, it's all really going to be a planned out scenario. And I mean, but we're not, as we sit here and talk, we're not just the only people building this. I mean, it's really a community kind of scenario because what everybody is kinda, "Hey, it would be cool if we did if y'all did this or you did this." I mean, we really take stock in that, like, you know, what could we bring to really make a better show throughout what we're trying to do? And that's where any decisions will be made in that aspect.
Right. Yeah, we listen to any and all suggestions brought to us. Um, well, you brought up Glory Days, so what is in store for us for 2026? What what shows are we attending? What swap meets were you hitting up?
So that's where I think having a running calendar will really help us because we're going to events. We have events that we're going to go to, also events that we'd like to promote as we go through, our talks and, doing all that and what we're going to do. And that might be part of our story of what we had to go through or we did during the time period of building the bike that ends up at the finale in August. So, I mean, I know we're going to Mama Tried. We're going to be at other shows and stuff. I mean, anything Steel Horse Ranch, I'm gonna be trying to make to. Anything Thunder Roads, we're gonna be trying to make to. Anything, outside of that realm, we're gonna be, going to Party at the Pen. I mean, we're gonna be at Glory Days. We're gonna have, other shows in our general other, the region that we're gonna maybe go to. And that's where I really think that us breaking this all apart and really, doing more talking and doing and showing what we, the Midwest is about and what we're gonna try to do this year is gonna be something because we're not only gonna go to Mama Try, which is a world class, scenario, and it's right, it's one of the top 5 on the what I think people put on in the United States in the year. You got Mama Try, you got your Born Free, you got your Glory Days, you got Smoke Out, you got um Sturgis. And I mean, those are just a couple of the shows that I can think of, but those are shows, buddy.
Right.
Those are they really put stock into that because when I thought Party at the Pen, I seen what they put in over in Idaho, and then I knew that they were coming this way. And it wasn't even about that there was gonna be a gathering of people. It was I seen what their vision was for their show and that it was at the Shawshank Prison was, that was a killer setup, you know? So but I seen what they put into their show, and I call that a top that's a top tier show right there, and what I've heard, Kurt just in our, conversations of passing, of what he puts into his show, buddy, we need to rank ourselves up in what we're trying to do here because those guys are a dedicated scenario,
Right.
and, I mean, they really put forth a show. So, like there are shows that we're gonna be going to that are like that, but then I might go and check out the local VFW bike night or, I might go to some of the bike nights that are, put on by Steel Horse Ranch or Thunder Roads, and there might be some bikes there that are just killer that somebody might just bring out every so often. It's not to them a show bike, but, I might wanna put that, out there for other people to see and stuff like that because you never know what kind of traction you can grab off something like that, and, if somebody's like, "Man, that's a killer stuff," that might be what that person needed to be like, "Maybe I can kinda build a bike, maybe I can kinda, put this forth effort and stuff," and when you think you can put forth an effort in something like building a bike and, if I could, we could even take that scenario and build upon that because there's a lot of people fucking putting everybody else down and everything, I'm tired of that shit right now. I want to try to build these people up and try to show them that they can do, and when they can do, maybe they can do in another aspect of life. So, I mean, if you can show them that they can build a motorcycle and we can push them along to do that, what's it from taking that next step to being able to go ahead and do that? If you can go ahead and put yourself forth for a little bit and it is one of those it's a funny thing. I grabbed it from we bought a zoo. It's if you can put yourself out there for 30 seconds to act the fool, you don't know what you can really change that 30-second scenario into. And you think about it, I can act fool for 30 seconds and go ahead and go on. but that 30 seconds might be what pushes that scenario because it was 30 seconds that told me, okay, I need to make this post. That 30 seconds I thought about it before I said, hey, let's put a build competition together. Before I clicked that, I could do that for 30 seconds. I didn't think beyond that. Yeah, that was it. So
Yeah.
here we are today, 4 years later. I mean, anybody can do that. Let's figure it out. I mean, I'd like to push some, scenarios forward. Like when I did my sticker thing, which I'm getting back to. I had some shit happen where it was like I kind of lost focus on that, but I asked people for stickers and I'd send them back out and I'll get them out. Anyway, it was whatever you're passionate about. I don't care if it's motorcyclist or not. If you're passionate about that and you're passionate about something, let me put that up on my sticker wall. And I mean, that's this is just the way that we move forward in that aspect as motorcycles, and that's who we are. So
So shows we'll be attending in 2026 will
that
be.
was a long, drawn out aspect of saying that we are going to be going to other places, and we'll have an open calendar of events that hopefully that other people in the area might, also want to attend and do stuff like that. And like I said, if we can promote a show that is bringing people together. I mean, even if it's a little show at our show, at their show, a big show, that's what we're going to be doing too. So
Is Scotty working on our calendar?
I don't know what he's got going on at the moment. I haven't reached out today.
Uh,
It's hard to. He's a third shift, so it's kind of like our RT guy, my brother Scotty, um, is third shift, so it's like he probably up about now. But getting everybody on the same schedule has been kind of a work of itself.
yeah. So, what goals do we have for this year? What goals do you have for this year for the competition?
Personal growth. That's the only thing I ever going try to aim for.
Well,
You
we're
know, if I can build my bike a little bit better and get through that. That's my goal. Bringing that's my at a personal level, and on a show level, showing that there's a collective of people that this is their passion. And there's nothing other than anything else that is any different than this passion and any other.
so we're 2026. We are going to be branching out a little bit more. We are going to be. We started a YouTube channel, so we're going to be posting content to that. Really trying to up the Facebook page. I believe we're trying to get. Derek says 2,000 followers by the show. I think that we can get um,
$2,000 by the end of the show. Yeah,
by the end of the show.
we're at 1.3 right now. I mean, so I'd like to. I mean, if we continue growth and we look at that, I mean,
I
two
think we can get
thousand by
2,500 by the end of the show. That's what I'm going to shoot for.
okay. I'll aim at two. You aim at 2,500, and I mean, we'll see where we're at on finale day. So, I mean, let's put that into our written thing so we can come back to it.
It's no, it's.
I'm saying I'd be more than happy with 2,000. You'd like to push, and I'll push all every day.
I think we
2,500.
can. I think we can hit 2,500. So we're shooting for that by the end
Okay.
of August. Um, going to be uploading more content to Instagram, to the Facebook page, to the
Yep.
YouTube. We are also going to be going live weekly. Correct.
We will be doing a weekly live, and then pretty much it's going to be a lot of this back and forth between me and Nick on topics, and then maybe there'll be people that we'll bring on that have, and that's where we go back to the whole personal aspect of it. It's not just going to be people that are building motorcycles. We're going to be talking to our builders and hopefully elaborating on more of the stuff that they're doing and stuff like that because some people can talk, some people can not write. So, and I mean, each their own.
Right.
So, I mean, if we can talk the builder and they can elaborate on that. But at the same time, if I wanted to bring on somebody that's passionate about somebody else to showcase them, or if they can, have any interest in what we're doing and even just want to talk about it, that's what we're going to be trying to do. And that goes from anybody from, people that we know, the builders, want to have a conversation, let's open the book. Let's have a conversation about whatever we want to talk about. And I'm really excited about that aspect of it. I don't want a definition of we're a podcast that talks about this and this or this. Just like the show isn't about just motorcycles and put in your handlebars on today and really figured out how it was going to make that you know, brake line up where it should have because I got a custom hardtail that I'm putting onto this bike where I built the frame and it had no tabs for a brake. So, you know, that's what, we could be talking about on a weekly basis. And have you decided on what time you like?
So I, yeah, we're doing it Wednesdays, right?
Doing it
We
Wednesdays
decided
and
Wednesdays,
we're just
and
going to do every Wednesday and it will be on between the hours of 7 and 8 that we'll be doing it live. So, I mean, let's just say that.
are we starting at 7 or starting at 8?
Between 7 and 8. I mean, we'll just be going live between 7 and 8 every Wednesday.
Okay, I dig that. About half an hour or so.
Because I don't like that fine definition of lying because, just like that, oh man, my internet popped off for, 10 minutes. Why? Well, it's not 7:10,
Right.
between 7 and 8, we're going to go live every Wednesday. And I hope everybody follows along and, we'll have guests on. Hopefully they want to hear what they're saying too.
So that's yep. We'll be doing builder profiles, guests, podcasts. Um, yeah, trying to encompass a little bit of all of it and really grow this thing into something.
Yeah. This is just one of the avenues that we can use to kind of more showcase more of the things we're doing. I mean, so
Right.
we might as well have all of them. And like I said, if one person sees one little thing of it and they think, "Hey, that's something that I want to be a part of," it'd be Facebook, Instagram, whatever. I mean, we've been more towards Facebook, but that's just kind of the demographic that has been around, for what we started with. And we need to elaborate more on those other platforms. I mean, that's just what we need to do. And I mean, I've been a little bit technology, you know, hard to get to learn the curve of it because I'm just not, you know, I don't want to say I was anti technology, but at the same time, as much as it's a great thing, I think it's a hindrance. And it's like just when texting came out, I thought I'd never text a word in my life. And, why wouldn't I want the personality of having a conversation with somebody that I needed to talk to? You know what? On my way is a lot easier than, hey, I just want to let you know I'm on my way. Yup. Yes. Yes, I did grab that. Yup. Yeah. Yeah, I remembered that too. Oh God, there's a cop coming. I gotta go. So I mean,
Right.
on my way worked just the same.
Yep. I gotcha. All right. Anything else you want to mention?
Well, this I think you said will be uploaded on Christmas, if I do believe I heard you correctly.
Should be dropping at noon on Christmas Day, is what I'm thinking.
So what I would like to end this with is I hope everybody that is following along that is new to us and everything has a very great Christmas holiday season with their loved ones in a very healthy, time period. I mean, hopefully it's the best that you all can have. And I'm grateful for everybody that came follow along with us and keeps pushing us, along. as much as I'd say that I'd like to push other people's, bring them along, I think that this has really helped me also push in other aspects of everything that I've done too. So I'd like to thank everybody that has been around, that has helped push, that has helped. Man, that's cool. I support that what you got going on because without y'all, I don't know where I'd be. So, I mean, thank you to everybody that's here. Thank you to everybody that's following along. Hopefully, y'all are excited about, some of the changes, some of the stuff we're bringing forward. But first and foremost, have your guys focus on family over this time period, make sure that, they're taking care of that, those memories are getting made. And you'll all be here kicking off the season January 1st. We stop, enrollment for season 4, and we'll be running from there. And then we'll be doing our first updates on February 1st for our introductions and what everybody will be building that's currently enrolled or will, you know, be enrolled until January 1st, and then we're off and running. So, hope to see everybody again. And y'all see me out and about, or there's somewhere we're going to be, make sure y'all come up and shake our hands. I mean, this is what we're doing it for. So, you know,
All right, 100%.
let's have a great season of holidays and look forward to the season 4 introductions coming soon.
Yep, couldn't have said it better. Merry Christmas, everybody, and thanks for following along with us.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Have a great holiday season.